Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's PDF44. So it's just become something that's very clear to me, um, that as somebody who's a bit older than the generation up under me, but still kind of pays attention to what's going on to a degree from the outside looking in, um, as it pertains to my community and just how things are going in this way. And like most people in this living era, attention is valued much more so than probably at any other time in the history of the world. Like people really, really, really value clout, obviously, and sometimes more so than they value buying power and money. So they put themselves in a position to be recognized for things that they otherwise want to be proud of. Sometimes those things are illegal. Sometimes those things can put them in positions to lose time of their life or even get, have their entire lives taken away depending on what they're involved in. And at this point in time, it's just become ever so clear to me that I have a point of view that I can share on my platform, from the outside looking in. Once again, to say a few things that I think could be helpful. So that's what my intention is here. So I'm paying attention to this NBA YoungBoy situation. He's been arrested. They got him on some type of federal gun charge. Uh, my understanding is that from this point, obviously he's not going to have any bail because he ran. He's not going to be able to, be considered anything other than a flight risk at this point. So now he's stuck. And I just say to myself, man, what's being reported is that initially there was a music video shoot where they had real guns at the shoot, and I guess somebody tipped them off. Sounds like something like that happened, and they ended up getting those guns confiscated by the government, and of course, charges ensue. So it's like my thing is in situations like that, and I've heard stories like this before where they want to use real guns in music videos and stuff like that. It's like, look, I understand in a perfect world you would not be getting charged for defending yourself. A lot of times, these kids have real enemies. Obviously, they have real circumstances outside, and it just comes down to if you don't have it, you probably are going to be left a victim, right? Like it does come down to that for a lot of people. So it's only logical for a lot of these guys to want to feel the need to carry. And in a perfect world, they would be allowed at least a little understanding of context to their circumstances in regards to how you view it. There's a big difference between someone like myself who's not got those type of realities going on, hoarding a bunch of weapons, you know what I mean, with weird thoughts of shooting at strangers versus some young person outside who's doing some things that are deemed dangerous, circumstances that are deemed dangerous, and have enemies that want to catch him from angles that he can't see. Now, if he has weapons, it's a different story. But those things are not considered in American context, in American rules, as it pertains to the context of what they're looking at in your circumstances. They don't really care. They don't care. They say your enemies is not their problem. Their responsibility is to get the guns out of your hands, and they could care less, more or less, what your situation is. If anything, just stop fighting. Just like they used to tell us, don't do drugs, just say no. Yeah, you have a choice. Tell your enemies to stop trying to fight you. So, but that's neither here nor there. I think the problem is that from the generation that I come from, in the way things were done, particularly in the culture of hip hop, if you had affiliations, street affiliations, you kept them to yourself for the most part. And if you had those affiliations, you certainly didn't broadcast them for everyone and their grandma to see. Like that wasn't something that was really famous until the mid to late 90s. Before that, a guy would have stuff going on and you just wouldn't know. You'd hear about it. It'd be rumors, but that would be as far as it goes. You don't hear him on wax talking about what happened, who he knows, what he's going to be about, how things went. None of that. Today, these kids are like literally making music telling us what happened in certain circumstances. And it's like, yo, they're listening. But when you value attention / clout over your well-being and your freedom, and sometimes buying power / money, yeah, you are going to put yourself right there in the crosshairs for these type of occurrences to take place, and for the government to come swoop you up and take away your freedom. And that's the whole point. It's like, don't you see how easy it is for y'all? They were knocking people back in the day who didn't say a thing. They would go through back channels finding out who's doing what and then find a way to get them that way. You are broadcasting everything, recording the situation so everybody can see it, and then proceeding to say, well, oh well. It's like you're making it easy for them. Now the question is, why do you do that? And I think the reason is a lot of times it's a hopelessness. And in certain situations, and this was something that I heard, don't know of many stories like this, but in certain situations, there's corruption taking place, allowing some of these kids to get off for some of the things that they do so they can go back outside and continue to do the things that they're doing, because some of those people are probably profiting off of some of the stuff that they're doing and or just want to see it for a bunch of evil reasons. Okay, that's going on. So they don't respect being arrested because they know they're going to go be let off the hook. You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of times, and there's a lot of deviousness going on out there. I think that a lot of that is deliberate seed planting to let some of these kids think that they can get away with some of this stuff so that they can get the rest of them who will try to follow believing that. But that's just my own theory. At the end of the day, these kids' own energy, their desire to be enriched in attention is ultimately their downfall. And you just keep seeing it over and over and over again in a million different ways. I think about Pop Smoke's situation, totally different, but the same thing, the need for attention. He took a picture. He had made his trip out here, got out here, got him a spot in Hollywood, made him some money. The hottest thing, the summer's about to come, he's about to blow up. He get out here, throw a party. All he did wrong was take a picture. And in the background of that picture was a suitcase that had the address of where he was going to be at. That's the worst thing he did in that situation, but because he had that attention need, he wanted people to see where he was at. He wanted to broadcast his circumstances, not necessarily his direct address, but he wanted y'all to know that he's balling and he's doing good and he's having a great day. He needed others to see his great day. It wasn't good enough for him to just sit there and enjoy it. He, in his generation, the need to have a clout type circumstance made it so that, yo, I got to broadcast. They got to see this. They got to see this. And because they saw this, a couple of them girls that he had that night called a couple dudes, told them where he was at, you know, gave them the information on the Instagram post, I'm guessing, or something of that nature happens. They were able to trace his location from that picture that was put on Instagram for the world to see. And the setup was in place. By the end of the night, he was gone. And it's like these type of things. And I think about X, another fantastic artist that's long gone. Why? Similar stuff. He decided he was gonna rent some type of bikes or some shit out in Florida, where he's from, in a hood at that. And homeboy had money. He went to the bank, picked up cash. All he was rolling with was his uncle. You picking up how much money? 45 grand? Like something crazy, real upstanding amount to pay for these bikes in cash. And you gonna slide them back to your spot by yourself with no heat. You don't got no heat, nothing. Like, it's just how y'all move, man. Y'all can't move like this. Y'all can't be on some, I can't be touched. You're getting touched. You can't be on some, I don't care if the world sees what I do. They watching. The good and the bad. They all watching. They want whatever it is they want when watching you do what it is you do. Some want to see you succeed, will herald you great. Others will see you as a trophy to put on their mantle when they lock your ass up. They the ones that got you. Others will be wolves out here who know what you have, who want what you have, who will take what you have if you give them any inclination that they can get to it. And you let them know where you at. You leaving yourself vulnerable. You moving in ways that just don't cover your backside. And trust me, I get it. I'm similar in that way in some ways. I need to do a better job of covering my backside in my lifestyle and the way that I move. But at the same time, it's like I'm not putting myself in a position to have my freedom taken away or have my life taken away. Just so a couple people can pay attention to me and say, yo, that dude he's that guy. I don't care what they think. Who cares what they think? Where are they going? Why do I value their attention on me that much? What are they putting into my life? Do I even see them looking at me? Or are they just a concept? They're one of 5 million followers. Like, I don't like these people. Like, it's no disrespect to anyone watching me now, obviously, but like, I don't know y'all. Like, we have to stop valuing one another's attention so much if that attention isn't going to bring forth some fruit into our lives or some fruit into the energy that we're trying to provide to others. If it's not good, what are we holding on to it for? People just want attention just to want attention. You don't even want money anymore. Y'all not even asking for buying power. Y'all just want to make sure people are watching you for what? Because others have told you that has value, but it has no tangible value, man. The only value it has is the ability to promote what it is that you have so that they can purchase it with actual money or actual currency of some sort. If they're not paying you for your attention, then it literally is worthless. And y'all put so much value on it that you're willing to throw your lives away to get attention. Do you realize that that concept was actually placed into you, though? That's what you need to understand. This is not something that you manifested. This was the world that you were born into. But it's most important that you understand that this is happening to you and to undo it. That's what I'm trying to say here. You guys value Clout in such a way because they threw celebrities in your grandma's faces and your great-grandma's faces, people that they were told to celebrate because of either their talents or because of their ability to make other people look at them. And over the years, as they continued to celebrity worship and celebrity worship more and more and more, you started seeing these devices pop up. You start seeing internet come into our lives. And suddenly it went from worshiping other celebrities to worshiping the idea of becoming one. And what you're seeing is the evolution of that thought. That's what this clout chasing crap is about. That's why all these kids are running around trying to be, the center of attention at all times. Some of them don't necessarily even want that attention. Some of them actually have anxiety for the attention that they require. But because it holds such value in the minds of others and in the society they live in, they want it. And someone needs just to just stop and say, you know what? Not only do I not need to live that way, but I need to articulate what it is that's happening to us so that we can snap out of that spell and start to value the things that matter truly, like wisdom. And once again, buying power, leverage, the stuff that's being used against you. You have circumstances you want them to pay attention to. You are out here fighting battles that they don't know enough about to provide a sense of fairness for you. You are in a war. Of course you should have a gun. But instead of making that understood, you're just going around making it so that they can continue to use your own energy against you by valuing things that hold no actual value, which is the attention of a stranger, of a concept of a stranger. It could be a bot somewhere, your numbers. Like, these numbers don't even half the time ain't even real. That person got 500 million followers. They probably got 5 million followers. Most of those are bots. And we sit up here and we put value on that shit. I want to be like them. I have to reach that pinnacle. If I don't reach that pinnacle, I've failed. And then what happens? Like, we don't even answer those questions for ourselves. It's just like, that's the end and we stop thinking there. It's like, no, nothing happens there, man. You keep going. You keep going at your passion. That's what happens. Nothing happens. You don't need clout. You don't. What you need is wisdom and buying power. I can't stress that enough. We value the wrong shit in this generation. And with the internet and all that, attention is the last thing we should want. Because you know who's paying attention? Our enemies. That's who's watching. Bots, casuals, enemies. That's what y'all need to understand. And stop valuing clout. Truth will set you free. The truth is, those numbers are scared. Those who fuck with you will fuck with you. Those who really believe in you will believe in you. Those who feel your vibe, they coming toward you. You don't have to seek them and put more value on their eyes and what's behind their eyes looking at you. That's our problem. It's that selfishness, that's lacking of self-awareness at the same time. It's like we don't even know we're not covering our backsides. We're too busy out here sticking our chests out like we can't be touched if you get touched. I'm gone. Off to jail, down to hell. Like, what are we doing, man? So someone will pay attention to us? The hell value does that really hold? I'm trying to get everyone to see it the way I'm seeing it this way. It just doesn't hold that kind of value, man. It don't. They are using real power and are laughing as they take you down while you guys uplift your clout, your attention. This has to stop, man. Stop letting them do it to you. You know, they worship these celebrities. They make you worship these celebrities by throwing them in your face every day. They did it to your parents. They did it to your grandparents. Go all the way back to Elvis, even further than that. You just love these people. For what? For whatever reasons. For a million reasons. They manufacture their entire style half the time. Stealing them from different places, pouring them into one star, and then presenting them to you. And you want to be them. And you'll throw your whole life away. Cut your legs off, arm off, so you can have the attention that they have. When their attention is not even organic. When their style isn't even their own. When their truth isn't being lived through them. We just got to stop valuing bullcrap, man. That's all I'm saying. Letting our enemies use our own energy against us. That's all I'm saying, man. Stop this shit. You know, protect yourselves. Turn these little cameras off if you're saying stuff you ain't got no business saying. If you're in circumstances that you know damn well you can't get out of, stop giving them you. Stop giving them you. Because that's exactly what's happening. And someone may ask, someone in their own mind may ask, why should I care? What difference do it make? If I find hell out here with my enemies, or I find hell inside with my enemies, what's the difference? The difference is you have a choice out here with your freedom. Inside, you're a number, and you are more buying power for them. You are selling yourself to them. They make money off of you being in there. That's why you should resist that, if nothing else. Even if you don't give a shit about yourself, give enough of a shit not to let them have you. Because everything that's going on around you is geared toward getting your ass inside, black man. It's true. Everything they got going on is geared toward getting your ass in there. So they can what? Make money off of it. Prison industrial system. Look it up, y'all. It's a business. You are business. Criminal. You are a business young person. Anytime they get your ass, lock you up for anything, federal charge, RICO, all that shit, cha-ching. Somebody's going on vacation. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? That's why the fuck you don't let them get you. That's why you keep your shit quiet. That's why. Because you're giving trophies to your enemies. My name is BDF44, and I'm out.